folks. What an incredible episode. And I can easily say this is my favorite episode this season. Funny thing is, the way how Courtney was talking on her IG Live about episode 8 being a big episode, this one felt light years bigger. So many things happened. So many things that we've been talking about all season now coming to fruition. But great episode 9, A Fair Fight. This is Power Book 2, Season 2, Ghost. Usual host, Nigerian Lucas here. We got so much to talk about. So much. But folks, jump in the comments. Let's know your favorite moment of tonight's episode. The craziness. So many things. So many things. And actually about to say something I've never said on any review today because I know you guys won't let it go. Finally buying into it. Starting off this episode after the shocking conclusion of Carrie Milgram's suicide, which I heard some people saying, oh, maybe it's going to fall on Zeke, maybe it's going to fall on Monet, et cetera, et cetera. It has been ruled a suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So no foul play, none of that. But as that had happened, Tariq enters the classroom, which was like, who's going to teach? And I was like, maybe it's, I mean, it seemed like the obvious choice, but I thought the appropriate thing would be to cancel class, which they did. But it is funny that when he went in there, he was revisited by all of his ghosts, all the people whose deaths were connected to him. And man, did he have somebody's connected to him. To be honest, I didn't even think about some of the ones that were connected to him. Like, I forgot that Proctor essentially died because he left the door.
Because he left the door before Tommy.
Yeah. Totally forgot about that. Like, if I had to like watch the episode, I would have been like, oh yeah, but like the way how they just started showing everybody connected to him and the deaths he's caused, I was like, yeah, Tariq is definitely problematic. But I did notice that there was one person missing. And I know you guys have been saying this forever, and I'm buying into it now. It is odd to me that a person that nickname is Ghost wouldn't actually be a ghost here. So I am convinced that James St. Patrick is still alive. You heard it here first. Ghost is still alive. Courtney's in denial. And that's just that.
You clearly need to stay out of those Facebook groups. Let me help y'all out here.
He called to the cell phone. Nah, that wasn't him, because he would have really showed up to be Petty Betty. We know it.
Let's get this right here. See, this is the difference between someone who says my career is above coming back to this show versus people who have no issue coming back to this show.
Lakeisha doing things out here. Lala out here doing things.
She may be doing things, but we know like Amari's like, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm not going back to that. I'm pretty sure they pitched it to him.
Yeah, for sure.
Or matter of fact, they may not have pitched it to him at that moment, because technically, if they're going to show him as a ghost, it needs to be way bigger, and no one else can be around. It would have to be just him and Tariq.
And you want a whole monologue. You really want, to the point you almost want Tariq about to face death, and he's there. So like, I get it.
It would have pissed some people off if he'd have shown up and said 2 words. Like,
I knew you'd be here, little nigga.
Exactly, and then that'd be it. We don't even count 50 no more. 50 a ghost and everything now.
Yeah,
so, we don't count him at all anymore.
Ray was there, man. Raina is out here getting scenes, y'all. That's all I got to say about that, about Raina. But you know what I'm talking about too. But Cash say Cash would have a mom if it wasn't for you. I was like, that's cold-blooded. That is cold-blooded right there.
Cash barely had a mom when she was alive. You ain't gonna put that on Tariq's show.
and even to be more clear, she barely had a son because he was
exactly. That's why I said Cash wasn't around when Tariq. Why would Tariq check on him? Y'all didn't check. She didn't check on Cash.
Yeah. Oh,
come
man.
on now.
Folks, we're going to go down the episode pretty much in order of events that happened. I know there's very big things that we could easily talk about right now. Mecca, Lauren, Effie, Kane. There's a lot that went on in this episode, but let's just go down it in order because this episode was action-packed the entire time. Now, Jenny, after she just got roasted in court, she said, all right, taking the gloves off, I got to figure out a strategy here. And that's where she turns her attention to Tate. And you know, while this wasn't as climactic as I thought it was going to be when I read the synopsis, it was still very good. I think for anybody who's had any bit of legal education, that some of the things that we've been saying should come into play here. And I mean, even if you don't have any type of legal education, you start to have wonder if, and the only thing they didn't bring up was the whole situation with Saxe. I know that's got to be on the finale now because they started, the conflict of interest stuff has started to come. I mean, they went ahead and just, debunked the whole thing about Carrie being a nympho. That's not a problem here in our court. So let's not say that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, that's not a character issue at all.
Exactly. But Kamal was the interesting one because Kamal, you bring your witness up. Did you realize that your witness brother works for you in the same office? That could be a problem, especially when it comes down to evidence here. So we know a lot of the things that Jenny was doing, which seems very innocent, was totally going to come back. And then the other thing, which does happen a little bit in the episode, but I'll just mention it now, we'll talk about it later, was that when the fuck were y'all going to bring in Brayden being a part of this, potentially being...
There you go. It took for her case to blow up for her to say, wait a minute, but we have Brayden and little Tejada on tape together. Are you joking? Why wouldn't it have been the first thing you said? You literally don't have Tariq saying anything on tape, but you have Brayden with little Tejada in a room together. Like, are we... Come on now. It made no sense that they waited this long to bring that up. Well, it made sense because, again, one track minded. They want Tariq. They don't want anybody else.
Yeah. And it's, the idea that there has been witnesses coming out. A witness frequently calling the phone. It's probably, what's her name from Snowfall that keeps calling her? What's her name, bro? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
What is her name, bro?
I can't think of her name right now. We got a couple of weeks before we start doing Snowfall. I'm not going
pretty sure she was, as they said, problematic. It ain't they trying to make this person. I don't think this is actually a person per se. That's why they're not going to list the name. But it is important that this person definitely has potential valuable information.
Not on that, but she's been harassing him about her information.
Yeah. So, I mean, we knew Jabari was hanging out at motels and stuff. So,
he's a creep.
I mean,
come on now.
But yeah, now they realize that, hey, there could be two men involved in the Jabari Reynolds murder, which it was good to see. I can't even think of his name, but the actor who plays Jabari, even for his little ghost scene, good to see him back. But the interesting thing about this is that, yes, this changes the complete dynamic of this case. This goes back to what I was saying before about, well, if you got a recording, if you found the badge in Tariq's room, that automatically makes Tariq and Brayden the suspect. But cool, you got a recording, so you got Brayden, and you have this other Lorenzo Tejada Jr. person in there as well. So at some point, the only being infatuated about Tariq is nothing but an obsession. And then when they go and they look at the footage of when Brayden and Trace was kidnapped, I mean, was this not something to question at some point?
Hey, but not only that, but she looks at the footage of them being kidnapped and says, I know Tariq has something to do with it. Nigga, you don't see Tariq involved in this. Why would he have something to do with it?
You got a license plate dead to rights there. I mean, and here's the other thing: you got the recording, but was this stop ever recorded? It's got to be something to make you say, this doesn't seem right here.
See, well, what happens is this is actually the piece of evidence that would clear Tariq, because in a legal proceeding, if you have this witness who keeps on saying two people were at the scene of this crime, we know Lorenzo Tejada Jr. is clearly a suspect at this point. He has to be. Guess who's the other male you have on tape with him?
Brayden.
Guess where did you find the badge at? Put two and two together here. It would be Brayden and him. Brayden and Kane. That's who the two would be.
It's crazy.
And the moment Gina gives that information up, Davis is going to flip that and be like, so you have two people on tape. One of them was kidnapped. The detective saved it. So the detective intervened into Kane's plan. Wow. Where's Tariq fit in all of this?
Absolutely.
But as you said, I think let me finish this last part because this is important. Because as you said, when the conflicts come up, Davis is going to bring up in the middle of that trial
that Jeannie is sleeping with Saxe.
Yeah.
He's going to be the one to bring it up. And that's when everything is going to get blown to shit.
Yeah.
Because I think at this point, Davis doesn't care about one. He's never cared about Saxe's feelings, but Saxe has done just enough for Davis not to care that he has to expose that to let his client get free.
Yeah. Or does Saxe give Jenny some type of information? Because now we see Jenny losing. She's looking kind of vulnerable. She's looking at Saxe. She's getting desperate at this point now.
Yeah.
And does she actually ask Saxe for something? Because Saxe has only been giving Saxe and he's only been giving Saxe, but been receiving a lot more in this information that's really helping build Davis's case. But the other thing I want to say is really quickly is something from episode 1 where Kevin Whitman was like, we need to make sure that this doesn't fall back on our department about the cops. So at this point now, this is looking super suspect because the whole thing at question now is Jenny and them withholding evidence. And I know the evidence right now has to do with not only just the recording, but potentially it being 2 people. But the more and more when they start to backtrack Ramirez's last known locations, you all knew a lot of this, and we've been here wasting our time for about forever. And y'all knew if you can just connect the dots a little bit here, it's like, cool. The Westons were one of the last people to see him. That's odd. Why would the Westons get in trouble? Wait, this is not even reported. This is not protocol. Now I don't know anything about law enforcement, but I'm pretty sure if you get pulled over, they have to document this. Yes. I mean, so the moment that you looked at the recording, because you had to go back and say, well, what was he up to? You found the recording, but you didn't actually find like the case file or whatever they call it, to say like this is what happened. So you pulled over 2 Westons and he let them go. Also, he was with another person as well too. Who is this person? I'm sorry, this is weird. Just like Jenny was saying, I thought you didn't know him. Here's video footage of you being with him. This right here, it smells all bad for Braden and all bad for the department too, which is crazy because you know what happens here. It's going to be a mistrial and everybody's getting off.
Well, Braden's already off no matter what.
If one of them testifies, they get immunity.
Where his brother's already testifying. Remember, she's attempting to get Braden to do it. But the brother's going to do it.
Yeah.
So the moment he does it, Braden's off the hook. No matter what happens, you can't do anything to him.
What do you think Davis has to discredit Trace?
The amount of drug use that Trace has? Like, that's more than enough right there.
So he's just gonna break him. Just get him up there and break him.
You're a cokehead getting on the stand, and you're telling me we're supposed to believe you?
Yeah.
How much privilege does your family have?
Now the other thing,
go through break down all of that, and how much do you hate Tariq? How much does your family not like black people? Like all of that's going to play right into Davis's hands.
Yeah. You think? Do you think Braden being the owner of Course Correct essentially? Not looking good. Poor Braden, man. This has been a very downhill episode for him, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Kamal was put in a trick bag here. But as Tate said, Larenz, Councilman Tate, he said that he'll be okay. He's smart. They're cut from the same cloth, so they'll figure out a way. And I think at the end of the day, if anybody's worried about Kamal, you got to be silly because we know who has influence over anybody to get out of any situation.
But technically, he just screwed him over. So what happens if he goes to screw Tate over? Because it's not like he can't.
That would be interesting. Would that be interesting? I don't know, but either way, they could just be brothers, and they could just brush this off. I mean, it's not bad what happened to Kamal. Yes, he could potentially lose his job or would have lost his job, but ultimately, he put him in a trick bag. He made it seem like he wasn't going to say anything, and then he went up there and started whistleblowing. So,
that's that. Right there, I got to whoop your ass, brother, or not.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. We got to see that. We got to see that.
You will see these hands.
Yeah.
You're going to see the influence of these hands.
Now look. Now that Ott has that photo, you better hope Kamal not going looking at the family Bible.
Yeah, and
find some things.
Because Ott's reaction was not like, "Oh, this should help you win." It was more of,
"Let's talk about that." We have to talk about that. I love Stephen Ott, one of my favorite characters that we don't get enough of, and that's again why I'm just lobbying that influence is going to be nuts. But Monet right now is trying to get her son Freaky Zeke to pick up the phone here, but he's mad. in a little 23 going on 14 way. He's throwing a hissy fit because his world is coming crashing down on him. But Mecca, Dante, says that he's going to do whatever he can to get the family back together. And he has a lot of pull. He's given a lot of different options as to what's life if the NBA doesn't work. I tell you what's good about this, because a lot of folks that are lobbying to go in the NBA, hitting the draft, do not have option B, C, D, E. None of that. So the fact that this father now steps up and trying to give him ultimatums if the draft doesn't work is actually a good thing, because at this point, I never was convinced that Zeke was good enough by what we've seen throughout this show. I'm just keeping it 100. And it would be crazy if we did all of this and my man, lottery, bro, you're not.
They said he was locked into a pick, which normally happens before the draft. So he was locked into a lottery pick, meaning a team told him, no matter what happens, we're taking you. So he was locked into the pick. But it's not, at first, at this part of the episode, it seems like a dream life. Possibly they can be still given to him if he misses the NBA. That dream life does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
By the end of the episode, you understand what it actually means to have to be around Mecca and the dangers that come along with it.
Sure, but let's keep it for what it is right now. I think the idea of Zeke being able to be overseas with his mom and dad for the first time ever is a better. Zeke don't know what he wants. And by the way, I know folks are probably going crazy right now with the memes, because my man Daniel Bellamy was putting on all of the facial emotions again in this episode, and I just be dying seeing him. But let's keep it 100. He's been acting his ass off, and I'm going to always give him no props, even if people want to joke with him. And no matter what Zeke does, you're buying into it. Another really quickly thing, I don't know where it's at in the episode, but I just want to say when they were getting shot at, I really do like the idea that Monet made sure that Zeke stayed down because he tried to get back up. What did we just watch where somebody decided that, hey, they're shooting, I'm just going to stand and then get shot? Oh, I was watching another. Well, Drew, yes, Drew was it. It was another show I was just watching too. I just thought about, but yes, Drew did it too, and I thought that was like it spoke to the care of Monet in that situation to like make sure she still has her awareness on him, because I know if I'm getting shot, I'm staying down all the way down forever, and seems like it's such a natural. I'm alive, but like but it seems like a natural reaction to get back up.
It is.
Right.
It is.
And I know folks going to say he's stupid, and I've never been in the situation, but I plan.
Those people who say he's stupid, get shot at and tell me what your natural reaction would be.
Yeah.
It ain't. I guarantee you, it ain't going to be to duck down real low, because your natural action is to get up and move.
Yeah.
Because most of you can't move from your knees. I'll let you know. Y'all ain't got that talent. But it made sense here. But again, that scene, I guess we'll come back to it later, is very pivotal, because the lies that were told the minute after that. Mecca told lots of lies. Right in that scene, he told the lies when, was that Lorenzo coming after us? No, the fuck it wasn't. You knew exactly who that was, who was shooting at you. And they didn't want to kill Zeke. They didn't want to kill Monet. They were there to kill you.
Okay. We're definitely talk about,
remember what, all of that stuff at the end. Yeah.
Forget that. I'm not losing this thought. I'm talking about this right now. Forget that. And I apologize, folks, but I gotta jump out this now. It is very important that there's been a name of somebody who has not been seen this entire season, and that is the Mahoney crew. And we kept saying, who are they and when will we see them? Now we know exactly who they are. And how do we know that? Because when David said that he has a long list of top folks who has been, basically snitched on and handed over to the feds by him. And when you name Lobos, who all of us know is top tier, everybody looked up to him. He was everybody's connect. Everything ran through him. We know that. Yes. Tommy and Ghost, we know that. So if you're saying he has basically a fantasy list of the baddest of the bad, and you got this other group of people that he is actively being conscious of, you have to start thinking that this Mahoney crew is sitting up there with the Lobos crew, with them, just by how he's on high alert for them. And was this their first appearance of them? They had cars. It wasn't G2G. I thought about it for a second, but
no, they killed. Didn't they just kill all of G2G?
Stop it, bro.
We said killed everybody.
We said that 4 times, and they keep coming back. Stop it. It is a possibility it could have been there too. Matter of fact, Lorenzo, I mean, even though Lorenzo's saying they're not answering the phone, but that doesn't mean anything. It still could have been them, because at this point they're Amazon gangsters.
It's all them other crews. Again, they played it up proper. If you even look at the scene, they were clearly looking to aim at Lorenzo. They wanted him dead.
You mean
Mecca.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well,
you gotta get it right. You gotta get it right.
Tomato. They both light skinned. But like, they was clearly aiming at Mecca in that scene. So I think the Mahonies are going to play a very pivotal role in the next episode because of the reveals that happen by the end of this episode.
Yeah,
those reveals are with Dante, aka Mecca. Like, everything now fits on how his organization is. Yep. How magically we said, like, what the fuck is this hangar in New York that you could decide all these drugs and no one care? Well, no one would care if the United States government is the one doing it for you.
and look, when they said they had him overseas, that wasn't like witness protection. He probably was doing FBI, CIA work on both ends at this point.
Though, he said it when he said that they used to take us down to Georgia and what they did down there. Like, he gave up a lot of information on how he built what he built. He became like the inside guy, and then he went from the inside guy to the snitch.
Mecca's actually a dope name when you think about it now. For what he represents. I think it's a dope name. Like, he basically trying to snitch stuff aside, is basically trying to say like he's the pinnacle of getting everybody's man and being the top guy. So
hey, at this point, he gave you the connection that everybody's been waiting for. Everybody's been waiting for that one character that's going to be connected to the original Power and this one. And like, for it to be Mecca, be like, tell your dad when you go to hell, I said thanks.
Yeah.
Because basically Lobos would have killed him. And Lobos was probably trying to kill him. But instead, James saw Lobos as a threat and killed Lobos.
Yeah, but see, look, that tells you the who's who in New York and probably beyond. Mecca knows. That's why the Mahoney crew now, who we don't know, sits in the ranks of Tommy and Ghost, Lobos, and all of them. So, you know, I'm pretty sure if we would have got the dialogue of all the people he knew, which I think was very good that they didn't.
Because I think it's going to be a couple of names there that they're not allowed to mention yet, but they may mention in the finale that involves Mecca. I'm not going to say it because I can't say it, sir. That's all I'm going to say. Some names.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. I know exactly where you're going at.
Yeah. So I think that's going to play a big part because, again, he is not only is he an informant, he's like the top snitch. Like, what happens is he built his empire off of snitching and getting rid of his competition.
Ooh.
Like, building it that way is crazy that they had Mega building.
I have so many things I can say right now. Oh, I know exactly where you're going at with this. Oh boy, let's get back to the episode.
Everybody out there who wonder, we're talking about Franklin Van Saint as they connect Power and Snowfall.
Ooh, and I tell you, if they want to, I ain't gonna say no more because I'm about to be hot, boy. But anyway, going back into the earlier parts of the episode, Kane finally got what he always wanted, position. And regardless of everything that's happened with Kane this episode, Kane is Christmas for Kane because he got what he always wanted. He is the number 2. He is the person that, you know, will have position, will have power, responsibility. He gets everything that he wanted from Lorenzo with Mecca. So he has 24 access. He has full access, but he also is monitored 24/7, which was weird because, like, what in the world was Kane thinking one scene before that when he decided he wanted to boss up to Mecca? After he seen what he did to it, Kane be off something sometime. And I'm like,
he said, "Nah, nigga, you don't get it." I said, "Oh, okay, all right." No, clearly you ain't got it yet. You've seen him just manhandle people. And when he grabbed him by his throat, it just said, "Put your hand down." Oh man, it was hilarious. But again, this is be careful what you wish for. Kane's always wanted this, but he didn't understand some things you don't want. Sometimes it's better to be the person on the outside. The moment you got in, you really get in with him. There's no freedom anymore.
Yeah. But I mean, we talked, and I don't know the word, so hopefully you can back me up here. But we talked about how Kane and Monet confirmed it, which is why I love this episode, because it's not to say that I want to be right about everything, but I like that a lot of the theories and everything that's being thrown out, a lot of this was ironed out. And one thing we were pretty big on, which everybody, shout out to everybody in the comments last week that giving us our props on it as well too, is by what Mecca was doing. He was basically luring everybody into a web that works for him. And Monet came in, was just like, so you have my son here for this, and we got from this. And I mean, when you think about how this all worked, it was a get out plan, even if they did not have to go out to Lorenzo, because it crippled Lorenzo, as we said. Turned Lorenzo against Monet. Good.
It was the perfect plan. It was the perfect setup. But it was even before Lorenzo, before he knew it was a possibility that Lorenzo could get out, this plan was in motion. Like he always knew, I just have to turn everything against you. You'll come running to me the moment everything is gone. Now, which kind of makes me wonder, are we going to find out that Diana got the birth certificate from him?
Well, we're going to find out, because Diana definitely was left on, whoopsie, you're not part of this party, but we'll see.
Like, again, it's just so much stuff that was just real just between them two. And again, that's going to be later on when we can dig deep into it. But that conversation, boy, did it reveal way too much. And even him fucking his son over.
Yeah. So, yeah, Lorenzo, while he's very angry man, he's super angry. Destroys his whole room, bloodies his knuckles. I mean, where is he going to sleep at, man? This is just uncalled for. Man, that temper, man, he got to work on that. But he said G2G is not answering the phone because they're dead, sir. But the two important things here is, again, well, you don't have product because the Connect was robbed. Why were they robbed and it shuts down operations? It's because Monet and them set up a plan to do so, which screwed you. So they got robbed or ends up robbing the Connect, which shuts down your operations. But here's something I was saying last week about Drew. Oh, Drew started to, Drew is honest, even in this conversation where it seems like he's not, but he's honest to a fault, because we understand that his vendetta, as I emphasize, became his weakness. And why he's been so loyal to Poppy, this is the one thing that he really failed to mention, what truly motivated him to do what he had to do. You're running the team. You are the head. You should be telling Poppy, as you are his number one, second in line, that, hey, Monet is trying to sweep the product from under us, which ultimately you helped rob, but it swindles you too. So, and you did all of this just to get back at G2G, man. Lil Guap, all of this.
All that for one body.
All that for one body. I mean, the streets need a body, but sheesh.
One body because he didn't want to make Kane mad.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
Also, Kane is a manipulator. Kane pulls the trigger, but damn, does he make everybody else pull it too. And that's all he tries to do, is guilt everybody into doing something. So, but yeah, when that happens, that's where Diana. What did he say to Diana here? I forget. He said something to Diana
that no one trusts you, or that you caused all of this.
Yeah. So that leaves them one task: go get the product. The product is Sandsville, because the product is back in position for Monet and them to make money. So go rob it all. And I guess to just kind of sum it up, Drew and Diana, I mean, Drew goes and gets Everett card. I don't think that's going to come back to, that's not going to be an issue. They didn't go nowhere that was like, oh my God, but whatever. Yeah. And then Diana puts on a performance of her lifetime here. All in tears and damsel in distress and save me, Prince Charming, just to get his QR code. I'm sorry.
I have questions, but those are for people who use iPhones. Is it that easy to unlock?
No.
Like it couldn't be possibly where you have a picture of him and you. I know at one point it used to be that easy with iPhones, but I know it ain't that easy anymore.
No.
So unless Tariq is rolling around here with an iPhone 6,
biometrics,
I don't think that should.
Biometrics do not work that way.
Exactly.
Oh boy, but we'll go with it. Power stuff. But yeah, they get the product back, and hey, Lorenzo hits the block right away. He's happy. They back rolling back in the Dodge Charger. All the corner boys getting what they gotta get. Lorenzo is a happy man. Drew is in the passenger seat. It is what it is. Oh, there's one issue here. Diana didn't get the invite to that, and she definitely looked stuck on stupid. So
thinking that she would eat, and what did Monet tell her?
Yeah,
it will freeze you out, and you won't have anything to do with it.
Left behind. So let's go to Zeke and Pops getting the beer at the bar. I mean, Zeke was 19 1 minute ago. And then the next minute, he's like, well, I guess I'm 23, so I guess I can drink now.
Might as well. No, drink legally now. I'm pretty sure you're drinking already. Like, man, you just go to the bar. You're fine.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's such a big prospect and everybody knows who he is, he's not going to no random bar and people ain't going to make a big deal about it because they would have been talking about it just like every single time he's at a press conference, they bring it up. But I think it is funny that he's probably like, well, I am 23 now, so I guess I have a beer, but it is what it is. Or maybe it's Mecca's beer, whatever. But in doing so, this is Mecca trying to come up with different plans to work for Zeke and, trying to keep him happy. But he said, you got to talk to your mom. I felt that when he said, you got to talk to your mom, man. That's all she wants. She just wants to talk to you.
And in the end, all Mecca wants is his family.
Yeah, that's it. My boy wants his family. You got to talk to your mom. I get your private coach. Everything. Zeke facial expression meter went to 1,000.
Hey, that whenever Daniel pulls off the blank stare with the open mouth, it is the funniest shit in the world. And I say pull it off because people still think that that's just regularly him. Yeah. I've not seen anything to say that's regularly him. I think that's the way he portrays this character on this show. That, again, Zeke is so innocent.
Yeah.
And because he's so innocent, and he's a country boy being introduced to the big city, yes, a lot of this shit would surprise the hell out of him. Well, and this was just one of those moments again. Like, just, I don't want to talk to Monet.
I love it, man. Such a good character. So this is where Monet starts to really give a lot of facts about what happened. So she got pregnant at 16. Mama Nini said, oh no, you're not gonna be in my house 16. And Dante, he ain't good for nothing. He can't raise no kids. And then Dante got. And when he went in, which we should have been able to put this together, Dante getting arrested so early, and then he got put into a military. And he said this was his only last resort. He definitely was snitching. We know the deal. We know exactly what it is.
He could have just went to the military and had a nice career. He wanted way more than that, so that's why he started snitching.
Yeah, but this is when he finds out. Went down south and was giving up, and she was just happy to be an aunt. She just couldn't do it, and it was best that he was raised by their other relative, and who
always wanted a boy.
And when there was an opportunity that Zeke could have to come back where Monet was at, then she took over and said, all right, I'm your aunt here, and we want to help you get to the league and so on. And there's a lot of guilt with her decisions here, and that's why she loves him so much. So this was nicely written, as we said, and which Courtney have said plenty of other times. This is personal. We don't know if it's Courtney's story. We don't know if this is a close relative story of hers, but this is why the writing feels so genuine, because like you can't help to just see this story self-contained out of everything that's happening and say, man, that's actually a really touching story, man. And then if he makes it to the league, then the NBA promotes it like crazy. He gets a documentary. I mean, now tell me during the NBA draft, we don't hear stories like this all the time,
Well, so you're just not going to hear the story of the 23-year-old who lied about his age to get there. Besides that's the only story they don't know. They don't want to hear that shit. But you went from a promising prospect to an old ass man.
My man said, but he gonna get drafted and he gonna be gone by himself. And also before that happened, he said, like, did you do this to Carrie? But Mecca also vouched for her for alibi. So it is all good. Carrie Milgram is no more, folks. That's it. I don't think there's nothing else to be said about that. Good run. Yeah. Now, finally, we get the questioning Brayden. As we said, this is at the table here where Brayden is playing the loyal man that I guess he is.
He is not at this point.
I think he's just head over his heels. I mean, he's not being all the way truthful, but he's head over his heels, and what can he do? But when all this is happening, Trace decides to voluntarily says, "Oh, Brayden's lying. Here's what it is." Funny thing about what Trace is doing is he thinks that he's just being vindictive towards his brother. It's actually messing up his entire family. Now, again, I'm not white, and I don't know what white privilege is, so I have no clue how Trace could probably just be complete diarrhea of the mouth and says, "But we're all good. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, that's white privilege. That's the definition.
Gotta be.
White privilege is, you know what? No matter what happens, everything will be fine. that's the definition of it for them. No matter what happens, the thought is, I'm white. We're rich. Everything will be fine. Yeah, we're not worrying about it.
But at least finally they turned the direction towards them. Like, I mean, we talked about it. I don't want to emphasize too much on the game, but like finally, like, goddamn, 9 episodes we finally getting like the.
We've been waiting for them to point towards Brayden. Like, dude, it's not just Tariq's room. And you can't keep on telling me you have something on wire and you didn't think to bring up that first conversation that Lauren got on wire.
Also, I guess I'm just from another mindset. I would have been like, how the hell does Larenz Tate Jr. have access to a campus in the room on the recording? Tariq's not in the recording. How the hell he get in there? He doesn't go there, so he can't just walk into a campus. And there's a lot of confusion here. But also, it's very suspicious that this grown man that's out of college is sitting in here in the room with you. Brayden, what's the deal? But exactly. I do like how they did have to come back with with the dash cam footage and make it all come together. That was really good, because when she went to the photo, I was like, what is this she gonna have? I thought she was gonna like show like a picture of the murder and try to guilt them.
Exactly.
I did not think the dash cam footage was coming out, but here we are.
That just came out because Kane kidnapped him.
By the way,
another one of Kane's stupid decisions coming back to haunt him.
Very true. Very true. By the way, the person I'm thinking about from Snowfall, Wanda. Took me a while, but I got it. Wanda's the one out here harassing Kamal, saying that she she saw 2 people. She's seen 2. She's seen 1. She's seen 2. You know, Wanda's having a rough
so
patch
was she trying to get a hit from Kamal? Because that's on the reason why it's snitching.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh man, but again, this is where Diana put on the performance of her lifetime when she had to get the QR code. But man, when Diana, and the only reason I bring this back up because when Diana talked about, and Zeke's real mom is Monet, and Tariq looked over and said, "What the fuck?" I bust out laughing because every time I hear that, I start thinking like, "Yo, this is a wild story." And I'm waiting for Tariq to say, "Why was I even tutoring him? Like, what do I got to do with this shit at this point now?" So
had to get into the school.
Yeah,
to get that money from dad. To get daddy's money, he had to get to school.
Had to. So anyway, Zeke goes into a press conference because who told him this was the smart decision? But hey, here we go.
He has the worst agents and PR people humanly possible.
Gotta be.
That whole announcement. You do know, we're at the age where you can just make an announcement on Instagram and just post that shit up, not do press conferences.
Jesus Christ. This guy.
And then the worst thing happened at the press conference. It comes out, frozen the age. Zeke, what do you think? Zeke. It's still the same look over and over.
I'm leaving my family so I can focus on the game and leave all the negative influences behind. Zeke, are you talking about your family? Yeah, I'm talking about my family. So, and then his age gets the TMZ or whoever it was, Bleacher Report. They did their thing.
Report. Yep.
Yeah.
Bleacher Report did their thing. Call it what it is.
Yep.
Mecca did his thing. The moment Zeke said, "And I'm going to leave, and I don't need to be around either one of you two," Mecca like, "Okay, I got you. If I take away basketball, you have no other option." That's Mecca's move at this point. Take away your options.
As much as Mecca is established, I think you are on par with the positioning of logic we should be going here. Because when you even go back to him being shot at, why else would he be so excited about wanting to leave the country?
Because he's trying to get the fuck out of there. He understands the heat that's on.
He got to know. So
and he wanted Monet to have that ring, which we said last week. That ring would come back.
They highlighted it way too much for it just to be something you could take and him not care about it.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing he went for is that bag with that ring in it.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that in a second. But yeah, you know, they tried to say that Lorenzo was the one. And folks, you can let us know. Do you think it's Lorenzo that's actually after them? Or do you think it's the Mahoney crew? Do you think it's another crew? Do you think the G2G re-upped or something? And who leaked the age? Was it Lorenzo? You know, and Monet thinks it's Lorenzo going after them. Or was this all Mecca's doing to timid them for them to get out here? So, you know, we'll see. Now, here's where things start to get interesting more now. Malibu Barbie. So first of all, I love me some Effie. I've kind of been pro Diana for a while, but I do love me some Effie. And when she starts to talk about, when Tariq starts to talk about with Lauren, the situation with the wiretap and Malibu Barbie. And I mean, it sounds like Effie's talking in spite because, you know, she thinks that Tariq still likes her. But everything she said, she kept it 1,000.
Hey, 100% factual here.
So it's, you know, it's hard to argue with her.
You're on trial for your life because she wore wire. Now you find out she only wore the wire because something happened, and then she got 2 other people on tape, and you're still trying to make excuses for her.
Yeah,
that's very much having a weakness.
Absolutely, that absolutely no reason to vouch a cop a plea for her. I mean, when Lauren said and told Tariq that she was wearing the wire, but they were after braiding, I mean, that's something she could have said before. But also, this is also the issue with Lauren. She's not telling you things when you need to know, and they are always eventually. I mean, they're slowly trying to bite you in the ass, but some of them you're up and dodge. But like, these are very, very critical things that you should say, especially if that's your boyfriend, especially when you're trying to do misses everything to get back in with him. So I'm just confused about Lauren, but we gotta talk about it in a second. But Lauren. But about the Effie though, you know, Effie then takes matters into her own hand. I really, really kind of sympathize with Effie this entire episode because she's just so damn good. But she goes to meet Kane, which I was like, oh boy. But she goes to meet Kane because she knows by meeting Kane, she knew Kane would come running if she needed him because that's Kane. But she tells him that, you know, Tariq's girlfriend wearing a wire has you and Braden on it. You need to go do something. And then he said, aren't you Tariq's girl? I'm no one's girl. Well,
Effie let it be known up front, like, no, this is me. I'm my girl.
Yeah. Which is a lie.
100% lie.
But was the absolute right thing to do. Because you don't got his trust if you make them think that you're taken. But if you're available, we know how some of these guys do out here. You give them a little bit of hope. I'll do anything for this. So
man, they out this joint taking you on PJs, flying you to Miami for dinners.
Yeah.
Hey, Puerto Rico, wherever you Cancun, Tulum.
Yep.
Effie knew exactly the way to play that with Kane, and that was the most important part. Once she knew to go to Kane, because she knew if anybody would make the proper move or know for sure the next steps that need to be made, it would be Kane.
Yeah. Tariq is just such an idiot saying that, you know, she's not going to talk and she can trust her. But like, you know, I just don't know where he gets that mindset from. But I think it is interesting. I'll just say this and then I want to know what you think. Then this is where we get Kane going to meet Braden and saying that you got to do this or I'm going to kill you. Can I ask a question? Why didn't they all just meet?
The kid, stop. We told you these are pyroisms, okay? Because it made absolutely no sense for them not to have all met together. Like, it made no sense for it not to have happened that way.
I know they probably wanted to use a couple of backdrops that they had. It's like, we want to use this alley. We like this shot. We always like the water shots. You know, all the different things they like to do in power.
Man, we got Braden riding around in a car that has a built-in GPS tracker to go kill somebody in it. Like, we got to come up with something that makes sense here, people.
Man.
Again, but it shows just how naive he was in that scene, and that Effie at the end has to take over because she knew Braden wasn't built to do that. But she also pointed out something we've been saying the whole time: Braden cannot walk around and act like "woe is me." She said, "The game didn't approach you; you approached the game." She said, "Where I come from is different. The game approaches you. People come to you to force you to do shit. That's not your story. You chose this when you didn't have to. So you got to deal with the consequences of choosing it."
Yeah. And also too, I just want to say just to the other part with Effie too. I mean, not only did she have to say the right thing to Kane, but she also had to give that expression that like she wasn't rocking, and that was key to really making him go forward with putting that same sort of pressure on Brayden, who, as we know, is the weakest link of the three when it comes down to things like that. Yeah. So, but we'll see. Now, Stephen Ott with the Sweetney photo here. It's just a casual dinner until Tate seems to be very confident that he may have something. And Steven was like, I hope he was going to let this go. But he hands over this envelope. And then we get this very peculiar looking demeanor from Steven here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, sir. I know I'm gonna let you break this one down here, because this is definitely beyond anything that happened in the last like 30 seconds of that scene. Like this is really big to me.
The reaction that Steven has to that photo told me a lot, because here's the thing you always wonder, and it's something we brought up earlier in this season: is a photo of blackface enough to do anything to you? Yeah, clearly in our actual factual lives it is not, because someone was the government of Virginia a year and a half after he got shown with that blackface photo.
I just want to say really quickly, somebody did bring up in one of the comments, was like, but this is New York. So, and I agree. I do think it being in New York plays a difference.
But this is New York, where Michael Bloomberg used to just arrest black people at free will and nothing happened to him. Like, let's keep it real here, people. No, New York or not, the blackface photo, I don't think that is, I don't know if they're going to play that for a huge thing, or if Steven's going to use it to do something else with it. Because Steven's goal, I don't think he doesn't want to push Rashad Tate. And because he doesn't, you'd think he may use the photo to get rid of the guy, but that don't mean I'm going to push you in that spot.
Yeah, let's be clear that Tate was the backup plan.
Yeah.
It was Ramona pushing James, and that was the confidence and the plan behind the Democratic Party with Stephen Ott.
Yeah.
Tate just happened to casually fall into circumstance, and here we go. So I do agree. I'm gonna let you finish, but I do agree that Ott likes Tate. I think he may be even a tad bit optimistic with him, but he's not the solution here. And I think that's what it looked when he looked at it. He's like, oh, this is good, but I've had better dessert at other restaurants, So
that's
go ahead.
You kind of wanted that scene to extend to get his full reaction to it, and clearly they're saving that for a reason. They're saving that for possibly influence for that full reaction to come out. But again, until it do, Tate just seems too desperate. Yeah. And if you're in a political party, the last thing you want to do is go with the desperate candidate. I mean, look at Hillary Clinton. No one wants to go with a desperate candidate. You skip them because it's still baggage with Tate that he doesn't want to have to deal with. Granted, Sweetney, this blackface photo, this is not going to be good. The bigger question is, you just gave this photo to Stephen Ott. Would it stop Stephen Ott from destroying the one copy you have?
Yeah, that's true. And or holding that over Tate for whatever reasons, or just, something to parlay at some other point. I mean,
exactly.
You kind of don't, he kind of gave his only bit of ammunition over and was like, please do something with this. And you don't even know, can you fully trust him? Because did he ever fully invest in you?
He go for black people.
Matter of fact, is it safe to say Stephen Ott really wanted Tate to have the seat? That he could have did something to make it happen?
He could have put him in it the next day if he wanted him to have the seat. What Tate did is what most people who don't know how to play spades, when you line up with people that don't know how to play spades, and a motherfucker get the big joker, and then they lead with that big joker, and you like, oh my God, why the hell did you do that? That's what Tate just did. He led with his big joker. And you can play the card, and I could be like, okay, but what's next? You got to follow it up with something else. And I think that's going to be, again, we don't need to focus much on this episode, but that's going to be a big thing moving forward in the Power universe.
Yeah. Well, this is the part of the episode that really brought the tears. The tears were flowing. Baby Yaz.
Look here.
See her. We're looking through the window. She has a family that's black here. And that are just normal folks for all the conspiracy theorists out there. but it hurts seeing my girl baby ass having a birthday, not with her brother Tariq, and adoption is too late to stop it. That's it. Until Power Book 7, baby ass is released.
Yeah. Look, Yaz didn't even look happy at that birthday party.
Not at all.
She looked at like, I don't want to be here. What the fuck happened to Big Mama? Did we just edge Big Mama out completely? All she did was go to alcohol treatment.
Yeah, rehab hard, bro. She back. Matter of fact, was Big Mama the one calling? Come on, I see two people.
Oh shit.
Let me not. I forgot. We can't joke like that because you know how people are. We can't joke like that.
But again, our favorite character on Power. She looked so sad in that scene.
I was,
and I don't need that to be the end of her on this in this universe.
Yeah,
we need more of her. Like, we'll ask for much. Just one book, a Yaz book, and we're good to go. That's it. Yeah. One season. That's all we need.
I heard Courtney talking about they may do a I just brought his name up. The lawyer. Wow, I can't figure out his name.
Proctor?
I heard the potentially said they were flogging the idea of doing a Proctor book to get more of his backstory. And somebody was like, they're just at this point they're trolling to try to get Amari back. I'm not buying into that. But hey, man, Elisa Marie, if she's still out there and Yaz is still out on these streets, man, give me baby power. You know, give me that.
Exactly.
Give me the. Hey, listen.
Damn, that's fucked up though. That's fucked up though. You said give me baby power, and you just named just Lisa Marie and Yaz.
Oh, like, Cash?
Like Cash just ain't. Like Cash just ain't out there.
Yeah, you know what it is. That's the new Tasha, Angela, and Tommy. You know, you got to do the. And didn't Whistlebase have a kid too? Dre.
Yeah. Oh shit. Dre did have a kid.
Yeah, get baby power out here, y'all. Let me stop fooling. Let's get back to it. So another big revelation in this episode, Mecca. Straight up, we already knew. We said it last week. You all said it in the comments. He knew who stole the drugs, but that bag is all he cared about. So he locked him in the house. He tracked his bag being located at Stansfield. Kane did text Tariq and saying, what's the word they do? What's the word when you say when something's about to happen? I'm losing my mind right now. If a plane's about to fall, what did they say? There's a word for this here. Help me out. Come on. What is it when they're having trouble with the plane? It's getting ready to
turbulence.
There's a name there's a code that they say here. Come on, help me. I'll come back to it, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I'm running on fumes today, folks. If y'all only knew what our day consisted
exactly.
of. If y'all only knew. It's been a long day and all things power. That's all I'm gonna say.
A very important question need to be asked here. One, how does it feel to be locked in the house? Because that shit is fucking nuts that you locked me in the house. But if he locked him in the house, how the fuck did Monet get in there?
I thought about it too.
He locked him in. He told him, "Oh no, you can't go anywhere. You're locked in until I get back." So how the fuck is Monet in there when he get back?
Yeah. Mayday is the word I'm thinking of. Jesus, man. Mayday. I feel like he sent the Mayday text to Tariq and saying like, get out of there, trouble's on the way. But yeah, I definitely was like, wait, how did she get in there? But we're definitely gonna let that go. Yep, but it is funny. The interesting thing about it is that if he figured out a way to do it, then so be it. But like when he came in here, he said, "You stupid motherfucker," because he knew the doors were open. I thought that was cool. I also loved how that was shot. But I will say, this is the very, very, very first time we've seen Kane scared the entire season, entire series. Mm-hmm. He was a deer in the headlights. He said, "Tell my brothers and sister I love them." And I always thought he could act, and this has been a very good, comfortable role for him. But this is when I felt like he started to show a little bit of range in this episode. Whether it's the character or whether it's his acting, this is the most out of the box we kind of see him. He's been very on par with the same emotions and mindset, but this one was just a little bit different. But yeah, we'll figure it out at some point. How the hell did Monet get in there? We don't have answers for that right now.
Nope. And we're not going to focus on it either. We're just going to focus on the conversation after she got in there. Because that was important. Or matter of fact, no, the conversation beforehand. Because we don't want to skip the conversation between him and Tariq, because that is the way more important aspect of the
Absolutely.
show.
Yeah, but it is interesting. Just in case you didn't know, Monet definitely says, "Send me a picture of this Mecca dude." Whoops, y'all forgot she didn't know who Mecca was, right? But
yep.
We will talk about that. But yeah, there's an after tracker in the bag, and yeah, my man Mecca is on his way to Stansfield, the campus where anybody and everybody.
Thank God. Again. Is there no security to save the children? Like,
I'm not. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm out of school
on this campus.
Yeah, I know, like, gun control and stuff is like a huge thing within the school systems, but damn it, this thing make me feel like I'll never go to New York. Like, shit is wild out here.
Gun control may be important, but not on Stansfield. They don't care. Because you could get on campus at will and bring guns with you.
Yeah, and again, like, you know, like there's a lot of interesting things happening here. Like, Mecca knew that Kane stole the product,
which we said from the beginning. It was obvious that he knew. That
Monet
gave him.
Monet asked the most important question: why aren't you dead?
That is the key part. So she may say, "So wait a minute, he left you at his place, with a cell phone." Yeah, I think at that point she knew. That's why she asked, "Let me see a picture of this person." Like, because ain't no way hell you should still be alive at this point.
Oh man.
But then we get the scene with Tariq and him getting the text from Kane and him going through a bag that he kept for some odd reason after the robbery.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting he kept the bag. It doesn't have product. I mean, at some point, and I think this should have probably been more of a bang as to like, well, this doesn't have product in it. Let me look into it at some point. But I think it would have revealed something way too big, and it did. So I had to work this way, but it's cool. But he got the bag. He looks in there and he sees some very confidential sealed government documents in there, man, and things that he saw the passports. Did they reveal the names on there?
No, I couldn't see. It was all the kids.
No, but their names. No.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't say. I didn't see that. Well, it was way too small of.
Yeah.
But it was the kids. It was Monet and the kids. Yep.
Yeah. So everybody had passport, and Mecca's been true to his word. He said he's gonna get everybody. You have to also, with a great level of confidence here, realize that these are legitimate passports. These ain't fake.
It's an What I say? It ain't hard to do stuff when you're doing it for the United States government.
Yeah, I'm sold. I would have left. Look, whether you believe Kane is ready to go or not, which we'll talk about in a second, my ass is going. I'm like, shit, I can start a new life and have a whole block of money and don't have to work. Peace out, folks. It's nice stuff. Especially, but you know what, though? We got to talk about Kane. But yeah, this is important because, again, this is where he decides to hit up Davis because Davis could find out anything at some point.
Yep.
Well, I think if him and Sax were on good terms, that would have been a person he would have found out. Or Tamika would have also been a very interesting call as well, too. Or even Tate could have been an interesting call here. But it doesn't matter. He calls Davis, and Davis gives out the most chilling dialogue of the entire episode, folks. And I know you guys are like, yes. As Lucas said earlier, we finally got the connection to Ghost and Tommy that everybody's been wanting. Yes, Mecca is Ghost's brother. Dad, son, uncle, and Pat. All of those. Absolutely wrong.
Oh, shit.
But we do know. And I think this is a question everybody's been asking. How does these folks not know who these other folks are if all these people are top tier? Now, let's talk what we know right now, okay? We know that Ghost and Tommy was running things. We know that Lobos were to connect at a point. They got into some trouble with it. Lobos was killed by Tommy and Ghost, but also had got snitched on. And thus, that's how he got arrested. But we never knew why. I don't even think we ever cared why. I thought
never did. That was a hell of a callback to pull.
Yeah. But it is important that when they say that Mecca is one of the biggest snitches, informants of all time, and he has top names on his list, you know, the who's who. And regardless of, once Mecca talked about Lobos, that establishes like what tier we're talking about here. But when he started to say, yeah, I know who your Uncle Tommy is. I know who your dad is. And then he broke it all down and said that I know that your dad and them killed him, which was a favor to me because if he would have known, who knows what would have happened, which is also important too, because I told you that, like, although he was snitch, he wasn't untouchable. He wouldn't even have brought that up if he felt like nobody could get to him. Yeah, not a problem to me. I snitch on everybody if I know it would never come back to bite me. But we all know this whole episode has been about folks who are snitching need to get out of town. Lauren, get out of town, you know? And this is just another example of Mecca saying, well, thank you for that, but shit, we just got shot at today. And whether that was by design or whether that people know that I'm in town, whatever it may be, he's trying to flee the country for safety reasons here.
But that's the key part there.
But listen, I just want to say this because we're not going to say it. Folks, I need you all to start to really theorize now. You have to theorize that, like, there are other names that potentially would have been said here that they purposely didn't. So I need to know in the comments who else is in this top tier, this God tier of drug dealers, organizations, and families that Mecca may have snitched on or know about, because I can name a few that I think he may have some run in. And again, Tommy and Ghost didn't get snitched on, but he knew who they were, which means they could have just been targets at some point, or they could have just been pawns in the game for other big folks, which Lobos is potentially one. But who else could have been? I also think it's interesting that he did not name Kane in here, but I got my thoughts about that too. But just pay attention here, because Dante Spears is, man, huge informants and so well connected that the feds hid him out the country. That means the feds would do anything they need for him. So
because he's put away too many big time people.
Yep. And Tariq says, like, look, if you don't want this out, who else knows? Davis knows. That's who the other person is. But we got to talk about that, because Davis is why. It's a particular reason why Davis was the one that got a call here. We already said it, but you should be able to figure it out. But Tariq said, I need $2 million on an offshore account. He know all about that, just like his poppy. So we'll see what that means.
Fuck about course correct anymore.
Fuck that. Shut it down. But yeah, this is the point now again. And if there's anything else you want to say about it, you can come back. But this is the point now where they got to get Lauren off the grid. Braden picked her up earlier. Braden makes this very inconspicuous stop in the woods, and Lauren's like, what is happening? And it looks like Braden's going to kill her. But he hands her a bag and said, there is a bus station a mile up the road. Get off the grid. No social media, no emails, don't hit your family, nobody. This is enough that should hold you over. Lay low. And basically, because Braden couldn't do it, because Kane told him to do it, and if he didn't, this helps Braden. This is Braden's help here.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he's not a killer, which also should be important. He may be in the game, as Effie said, but he's not a killer.
He's not a killer. Yeah. And that's why she took over, because she knew he couldn't do it.
And there's plenty of people like that, by the way. Plenty of people like that. I mean,
try to avoid them at all costs if this is going to be the lifestyle you choose to live, because that's not somebody you want on your side.
Yeah. There's plenty of people. I mean, we could talk about BMF if y'all want, but there's B Mickey's in the crew, and then there's Lil Meeches in the crew. So so just so you know. But at this point, Effie pulls up. We didn't know who it was, but it was Effie, and Effie does what she has to do, and she lays one on her and puts her in the car, and then Effie immediately returns to campus, and she is in shambles. She is in love, and based on the song and based on what we're seeing, you start to question now: is Effie even really about this life? Because that was rough. This was really rough. This is I don't know. This one of Mary J. Blige breakup moments where it's just kind of you sitting on the bed with no pillow and you just kind of feeling just the shell of a body. But we don't know what happened. But I guess that is the question. I'll throw it to the folks and I'll let you talk. Is did she do it? Where's Lauren? What was the decision made? What is this guilt that she has? It could be anything. It really could be anything. She could be like, am I such a sucker for Tariq? Why am I back here? Does he really like her? Does this hurt our potential? What ramifications is this for me? So many different things there. So
because in the end, at the end, she didn't help Tariq by killing Lauren. She helped Braden by killing Lauren.
True that.
Her care for him, her friend, was way more important than Lauren's life.
That's important. So last scene of the episode, Mecca returns to the penthouse to find Monet has been let in by Kane, which we talked about. This is the last scene, but I just want to bring up one thing. and she puts together that Dante is Mecca. Kane has been lying. Kane has been lied to the entire time. He's a pawn. We knew that, but Kane probably still doesn't even realize what happened, but we'll go with it. Monet blames, the hangar heist on Lorenzo and said that they need to kill him and said so they can take out on his fancy jet that he always talks about with the kids. Mecca asks Kane if he's down. Kane is in. So is Mecca here. Do you think Kane's really in?
No. He didn't seem like it.
Let me tell you something. I think he's scared and I think he doesn't trust him. But Kane would be the biggest fool in the entire world if he did not go. He's literally done. There's nothing he can do now. And the more and more he keeps thinking he can navigate all of this with the Braden situation, with being on the tape with Lauren, he doesn't even know if Lauren is gone or not because he didn't take it into his matters in the own hand. He trusted this Braden dude that he know ain't really built for it to handle a job that Lauren can easily snitch, and then that's a wrap for him. And it ain't hard to find them because they're frequently on campus. And hell, you love your brother and sister so much, they was right on campus today. Who's to say they can't get locked up or brought in for questioning until you appear? So just to be clear now, you're not quite you're not so low key right now. But if you're off the grid, much like you told Lauren, you might be all right. This may be his only way out, if you ask me. Only way. Let me ask you
a bigger question. Do you think Monet actually wants to kill Lorenzo?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
it's
so
all
either.
a setup for Dante.
I think
she's put it together that all of this is him.
Yeah.
Because she said it to Kane when she said to go, he wants to take everything from you so you can only have him.
Yeah. So that's what's intriguing because I don't even want to theorize. I'm gonna leave it to the folks that's listening. I want you all to tell me.
And if y'all say anything about this nigga being related to ghosts, Tommy,
still
Lobos,
at this point.
At this point, Proctor's half brother. I don't want to hear none of that. Okay.
Oh man. Well, who's next? They're going Milan. Just throw him out there too. You got to throw all the big names there.
Jason.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh man, there's so many names that potentially can be out there. I guess I could just throw out Rodavin at this point, but I'll just leave it at that.
Maybe Mecca has hidden Tasha somewhere, and that's why she's not come back to get Yas yet. It's because she's still waiting.
I tell you who dude knows where she's at though. Absolutely, my man is that intertwined with the feds. He absolutely knows where Tasha's at. Hey. I'm surprised they didn't drop that. That would have been a gem. If you just said, and I know where your mom is at right now.
How the fuck Tariq say that?
Ooh wee, man. And he been trying this entire season to figure it out. So, yeah. But folks, do you think? I guess I put it this way: do you think it's best for the Tejadas to go with Mecca and kill Lorenzo, or kill Mecca and stay with Lorenzo? That is the really, and this is why the last episode it's gonna be good because this episode's so damn good. This could literally be the finale.
Hey, or kill both, and let Monet take back over.
But it doesn't help Lorenzo. I mean, it doesn't help Kane. Kane is still in the hot water.
Well, no matter what, Kane is. And
matter of fact, you can't even kill an informant. They're gonna come after you. Yeah. You about to have the full force of the U.S. military.
Monet plan makes no sense. You're gonna take me and my 4 kids, and we're gonna get away. Do you think Drew is going anywhere with him? Not a chance in hell. You think Diana is going anywhere with him?
Yes, I think she could be lured. I think she could. I don't
think she can. Her loyalty is to one person and one person.
Tariq.
Well, 2 people.
Tariq.
2 people. Tariq
and her poppy that doesn't care about her right now. But he got his product, so that's his real babies right now. That's all he cares about.
Clearly, that's all he cares about is the product.
Last question. Let's get out of here for tonight. The ring is still out there, folks. We know that's why he wants the bag. Besides the passports and stuff, which he probably can just get more. I mean, hey, he's that connected, but the ring here,
it's like always the ring.
It's a big part. That's why it was so much emphasis on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be looking for that, and he's going to be asking questions. Who else knows about Dante Spears? Well, it happens to be the person who has the ring. So in order for Mecca to get his precious back We're gonna have to figure out how they're gonna be connected. And I think that's all coming for the finale.
So we know how they're connected. We just got to see until they play it out.
Yeah,
because again, Davis is giving you hints this season what he cares the most about. Mecca's giving you hints what he cares the most about. All you gotta do is do 2 and 2. A person per person swap.
This is true. Hold on. So Davis, hold on. To be clear, Davis wants Lorenzo.
No.
I mean, wants Kane.
No.
Who does Davis want?
His brother out of prison.
Oh shit! You dirty. Ooh, I forgot all about that. Yeah, you're right.
That's what he wants.
This is why we're a team.
That's
and
what he wants.
And there's somebody that can do it.
It's the informant.
All right, folks, let us know what your thoughts about tonight's episode, and we'll see you around for more Power, the finale next week, and then the premiere of Power Book 4, Force. Ooh-wee. Things to talk about. It's going to be a crazy next week, but gotta see what you gotta see. You will revisit one of our questions tonight. Once again, that's all I can give you. So we'll see you around then. Stay tuned. Y'all be safe.